Yo, 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 it's your boy One Deep 215 back with another video. Today we're going to talk about these modern women that's seeming like they going through some type of midlife crisis. A lot of these women that walk amongst us of a certain age seem like they having some type of identity crisis, for one. So that's why I'm like, is this like a midlife crisis? Because a lot of them, for whatever reason, think they're special. All of a sudden, they want to have standards. All of a sudden, they want to say what they're not going to do and what they're not willing to do or what have you. And I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because it's like, you have no leverage. When you have a certain age and you done been around the block, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, there's no standard to be had. You messed up your 20s for a lot of them. You know, you've been ran through and been dropped off at the wayside by several men. And what it is they wait till they get of a certain age, right? And after they used and abused. And what they do is all of a sudden they have this epiphany in their mind saying, you know what? What I've been doing for the last 15, 20 years ain't been working. I'm pushing 40 now, or whatever age. Now I have standards. I value myself. I want things to go this way now. And a lot of us men I'm here to say, you don't get that privilege. When you was in your 20s and you was somewhat in your prime, you didn't want standards. You didn't say, oh, this is how I'm carrying it and this is how I'm gonna rock out. You didn't say that. You was busting it open for a real one and swinging from chandeliers from this man to that man to this man, hoping to get lucky, and it didn't work because you carried it in such a demonic, monstrative way with the bad behavior and the unruliness that you thought it was okay. You thought you was going to be in your 20s forever. You thought you was going to be at the top of the food chain forever. And now that you're getting a little tired and worn out in more ways than one, you now had this moral epiphany saying, you know what, I got standards. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. So my fellas, how many guys y'all know, how many women do y'all know, right? That, you meet them and things on the up and up, and all of a sudden, they don't do this, they don't do that, they don't do this. Because what I'm hearing is a lot of women out here that's getting with whether good men, not so good men, or whatever, and all of a sudden, they don't do this. Oh, I don't do that. I don't put my mouth on that. I don't do that. Things, sexual acts that we know they did their whole lives. And then all of a sudden they want to flip the script because they think this is a way to let this man know I have standards. I have moral ground. There's things I'm not willing to do. Well, what it is, and that's why it's a recycled women. They get recycled. That's what it is, because they meet men and they think men is going to say, oh, okay, I applaud your cunning. I applaud the fact that you telling me you don't do this, even though I know you do. And what one woman won't do, another will. And we've been knowing that for years. So what happens is that man tends to leave that woman alone and send her back out there for the streets where she belongs. And now she's looking for another one. It keeps happening. And that's what happens with a lot of women. In their 20s, they don't value themselves like they're supposed to. That's why we say a lot of you women need to go back with your baby fathers. A lot of you women need to go back with whoever you was with before you came out in this thing we call the dating market, trying to look for that one to broaden your horizon, so to speak, and be that simp and that clown and that guy that's going to, you can hang your hat on. It ain't happening. too many men has awoken. Too many men is getting awareness from videos like mine, videos like other content creators, other like, and it ain't happening. It just ain't, and it baffles me when I see these women that all of a sudden have these moral grounds that they claim they standing on. You're not standing on nothing. You're not standing on business. You're not standing on anything. We know it a mile away. We see it a mile away. We know the mannerisms and the behaviors that come with those type of women. Is it all women? No. Some women do have morals. Some women do have a ground to stand on. But your average modern woman don't. And that's all we mean when we say, go back to the streets. You're for the streets, stay for the streets. You can't be fixed. You're broken. You're too deep in. No real guy, and this is another thing, no real guys messing with them, because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times what it be is they settle for certain men that they really don't like. So what happens is they say, you know what, I'm gonna deal with Charles because Charles is safe. Charles ain't gonna give me a whole bunch of grief. He's not gonna call me on the bullshit I do. But I really don't like Charles. So at the end of the day, it's a never-ending cycle because you cheating on Charles. Charles not fully happy because you're not giving him your all, even though he's a simp. He know you're not giving his all. He's cheating on you. Next thing you know, you're back to square one. This is what's happening with a lot of modern women. They either settling for men that they really don't like and still being for the streets, or they find what they think is Mr. Right, but Mr. Right is a bum and a lowlife that's not on the up and up. So it's like, it's a never-ending cycle, fellas. That's why I bring awareness like this to the men that might not see it. Because if you've been around the block just a little bit, you know. It's most of these modern women. It just is. And we call it on the carpet. That's all. They out of nowhere, all of a sudden they got these standards. They have these standards. And I'll be trying to figure out, you have no leverage to have standards. At this point, you got to go with what you can get and keep it moving, or just stay single or stay for the streets. That's your only real option is to stay for the streets. I got to keep it real. Y'all know me. I'm not a bad person, but at the same time, I'm logical. These women swear they going to, out of nowhere, okay, I'll busted open for a real one for 15 straight years. Now that I'm 37 years old, you know what? I want to be somewhat a different type of woman. I want to pull some flippity-floppity on society, on these men in the dating market. And now all of a sudden, I have worth. There's certain things I don't do sexually no more. There's certain things that I don't abide by anymore. There's certain behaviors that I'm not accepting. No, you can't. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. That's why we tell women, your value drops. Your value drops as you get older because it was nothing but mistakes for a better portion of your adult life. It just was. And men are seeing it, and this is why women are upset. They're upset with guys like me that bring awareness on platforms like this. But they're also upset with the male gender because men ain't taking them seriously because of platforms like this. Because men are more woke and more aware. We know y'all history. You didn't just fall off of a truck and get here and it's like, oh, I'm 37. I've never been through nothing. I never did nothing, no foolish thing. No, and don't get me wrong. We all make mistakes. Men too. I talked about my mistakes in a prior video. It didn't have nothing to do with, the things that women are on. But yeah, do people make mistakes and do people change? Yes. But it's like they want to snap their fingers and think it's changed. And it's not. It's not. A lot of these women ain't working on themselves to become better. They in and out of relationships. And what happens is, as that transpires, they seeing what the common denominator is them. So then they say, okay, out of nowhere, I got to change something. Just like that. I'm not being super promiscuous. I'm gonna get courted and vetted appropriately. I'm gonna tell men I don't do this and do that. And it's like men ain't, we can see it a mile away. And I'm going to talk about that on another video coming real soon, because a lot of times you women don't even have to open up your mouths for a man to scan you, just scan you, and know exactly what you're about. And we're going to talk about that on another video. I don't want to give too much up in this one. But the moral of this video is we're seeing. Y'all want to talk about that woke stuff? Men are fully woke. We wide awake because we see the behaviors, and it's not for every single woman on this earth. No. But we got too much data, too many scenarios, too many examples to be boo-boo the fool and go for all these, oh, I'm this and I'm that. No. You're 304 trying to revert over to the other side and become this mindless woman, and I applaud your cunning. I really do. But don't think you pulling no fast ones on moderate men, because men see what's going on. A lot of men didn't see before. I give y'all that. A lot of men was in the dark. A lot of men ain't know what, I'm going to take her for a word, or she seen this, she seen that. And they had the wool pulling over their eyes for years. Our fathers and our old heads failed us. I ain't going to lie. But this is a new time. Men ain't going for it. So y'all either, like I said, it ain't no either. Your only option is stay for the streets. That's the best advice I could give you 304s out there, because we ain't going for it. The same way this and that one did you, that's the same way these men of today gonna do you. It ain't going. It ain't working out in y'all benefit. It ain't. It look real bleak for a lot of modern women. So keep busting it open for them real ones, and just know your place and stay in line. That's all it is to it. If y'all like videos like this, hit it with a like. Tap that notifier bell so you can see when videos like this come out from yours truly. We getting there, y'all. Till the next time I see y'all on the next one.